strike. That's an 818 innings, 519 walks. He settled down later in his career, but like, so hey, like I was saying, horizontal cards not my favorite layout. Centering is a little off on this one, but like razor sharp everything else. I'm gonna have a look at this one later, see what it goes for on PSA, just because he's such a star. But man, gorgeous card. I'd love to see this one in PSA holder. We'll see. Gonna put that in the good pile over here, next to George Brett. Scott Champerino. It's the best I can do with that. Eric Young. Here we go. Okay, so Rockies. I was saying before about the Rockies, soft spot in my heart. After I finished college, did an internship with their AAA team. So I don't think they're there anymore, the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. When I was there, Eric Young Jr. Was making some appearances for that team. I think he was going back and forth between the Rockies and the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. And funny seeing his dad's card right there. But it was a fun time right after I graduated school. Just, going out and checking out the sports biz. It's something I wanted to do. Ultimately, at that time anyway, it was not something I stuck with. It just wasn't where I wanted to be at the time. I was thought about maybe going back to it, but man, I can't say enough good things with the people that work there. My boss was excellent. I'm sure he's never going to see this video. Mike is a very good guy, though. I probably wasn't the easiest to work with as a 22 whatever year old, but great place to be, great place to work. It was a lot of fun. Daryl Strawberry, this is definitely not worth anything, but I want to look it up anyway because I want to know what Daryl cards are going for. But like, man, he was a star back then. He was a star late 80s, early 90s at the Dodgers, with the Dodgers at that point, not with the Mets. But man, I'm gonna look up that one anyway later. That one's my own entertainment. Greg Cataret, Jim Poole with the O's, Jeff Branson, Jamie McAndrew. Man, it's funny. Sometimes you do a set break. So this is the risk with doing set breaks, and like box breaks to an extent, but especially set breaks. Sometimes when you pull them out, these cards, especially like in this one, I was worried about because I could hear the cards rattling around inside the box, just like when I picked it up and I was moving it. And you always run the risk that the cards inside, I gotta try not to swear. I'm gonna put $1 in the swear jar. They look like, SH whatever IT. They don't look good. Alan Trammell, here we go. Star shortstop, man, for a long time. I was really worried about this set. Like the 94 that I opened before this was really good, and I felt really fortunate. And this one was taken really good care of. But man, like I opened this like 92, 93 upper deck, I think it was. Steve Fry, Dion, baby, prime time. Let's go. Hell yeah, man. I want to put a set together of just his Topps football and baseball cards, because like Dion is a fave of mine, man. Who does not love Dion, especially when you're a kid at that time? Prime time was the man. And like, again, I don't think that's worth anything, but like, I'm a collector too, man. I like to sell stuff, but like I'm a collector first and foremost, and like he's a big time player to me. John Valentin, the guy. So he was the guy in Boston. Him and Mo Vaughn, big guys in Boston, and then until Nomar showed up, and like Nomar, as everybody knows, became the Red Sox shortstop. Like Valentin was our shortstop for years, and he was good. Like he was really good, and people don't remember that about him. He kind of gets forgotten in Red Sox lore. They moved him to third base after we got Nomar, but like, man, he was talented. He was really, really good. But Trevor Hoffman, there we go. I've actually sold this before. This is the third one I've had of this. Man, this is a gorgeous card. I had two growing up. One was in terrible condition. This one's like really good condition, but man, I mean that one could be a 10. Who knows? But I sold like another one for like $2. I felt really good about it. It's actually one of the first cards I sold. I was coming back in, but I'll be right back. Excuse me, one sec. All right, let's pick it back up. Close that up. I didn't like how some of the cards were laying down on the bottom, and one of my friends came on, so he just got in. So wanted to say what's up to him, but yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. But the Curtis Laskanik, he was on the Red Sox '04 championship team, man. He was He's kind of a lesser reliever on that club, but he played a role. Man, where's the face on these? Where the face is at, boys? Where the front? There we go, Mike Greenwell. But yeah, you never know when you open these up what they're gonna be like that. It must have been like 92, 93 All-Star Weekend Utah Upper Deck, and man, those cards were terrible. They were so beat up. I looked online, and the set cost like $20, and I look online. I'm seeing like Jordan 10s are like 2,300, Shaq 10s are like 2,300, and I'm like, oh nice, gonna strike it rich on one of these. Opened them up, and they were all torn to pieces. Like they weren't like folded, creased or anything like that, but like, man, best cards in there were 8s at best. Like corners, they were just rattling around in there for years, and like the corners on those were just beat to, I won't spell it out, it begins with an S though, but they were beat up, and like nothing was gradable, and like it was still fun going through it and like checking all those old cards, but not worth it. And that is the risky run when you do breaks. I mean, you get that risk when you do packs, because like sometimes the packs, you see them especially like really tightly, so we might see that with those top golds because they're like in that really like shrink wrap plastic, but sometimes when they wrap them really, really tight, it puts a lot of pressure on the corners. And I've seen that in a lot of 80s packs, and they tie them too tight, they pack them too tight. Matt Williams, check him out, and it just tears the cards in the corners to pieces. And that's a risky run when this stuff is bumping around in here for like 30 years. What are these cards going to look like when you pull them out? But like, man, this set is doing amazing. Very impressed by it, especially because it was bound. I could hear it after I bought it. I was like, oh, this one's high risk, but they're looking amazing right now. Move some of these, get a little more space. There are 800 cards, so can't wait till we see Griffey, can't wait till we see Jeter. All those, man, all of those, all them boys. So let's see what we got. Chris George, there's another Chris George who played for the Royals. Tim Tufel, Javi Lopez, look at that one. I wonder what he would go. I mean, it's a rookie card, and he's an all-time great catcher, so we will see. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure this is a rookie card. I kind of assumed it was, but yeah, that's right. See, like, I drafted much before then. This is a coming attraction cards. This might not be anything, but we'll see. I'll look it up at the end. I'll let you guys know. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments that you knew it already. Whatever you got. Oh, man, Cliff Floyd. I wonder if that's a rookie card of his. Again, I'm not sure on a lot of these guys. Probably not worth a whole lot, even if it is. But, yeah, very popular player back in the day. Very popular player. Big in fantasy, too, man. Had him in my fantasy team a few times. Scooter Tucker. Denny Martinez. Tom Marsh. Bubba Smith. Ryan Klesko. Check it out. Ryan Klesko. Bubba Smith. That's a name. Nice. Larry Sutton. Ivan Cruz. Ruben Sierra. Remember him? KC. Candele. Couldn't tell you. Dan Wilson. Check, man, I'm excited. Wherever this Jeter is, man, I want to see it. I want to see that Jeter. Chris Gwynn. Lou Luca. Jeff Lauser. I'm going to show you guys how I like to sleeve up stuff. So, like, when I'm going through these, I mean, I hate penny sleeves. I'll get these back in focus. I hate penny sleeves. Like, when you're trying to keep something in pristine condition, you really need to like be careful of the corners. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I have definitely seen it where I'm trying so gently to put a card into a penny sleeve, and it just like, it's hard to get in there, and you kind of got to like, fidget with it a little bit. Mark Grace, man, nice player. Man, he looks young here. No, he's not. That's funny, because he aged well. And you kind of like, Ozzy, look at that, man, the fame manager. There we go. Albert Bell, dude, he was a big name back then. He hit 50 homers around this time. Everybody wanted his rookie cards. Everybody. It's like him and Brady Anderson that one year where he had 50 odd nails. Here we go. Brady Anderson had a big season where he had 50 home runs. But yeah, like you'll put you'll kind of like try to fidget around with the card getting it in, and you just like notice it just like kind of like touches one of those corners, and all of a sudden it's like, yo, it's not razor sharp anymore. Will it be a 10? Will it be a 9? What will it be? And then sometimes when you think you've got a 9 or, you know, kind of an older 8, and you're trying to get it in that sleeve, and it nicks it, and all of a sudden now you're not talking about like a softer corner. Now you're talking about like paper loss, because it just like caught a little bit, ripped it back, and now you don't even want to send it to be graded. So there are two there. Glenn Davis is the other one. So it's like, I like to, you'll see it. I mean, let me not jinx it, man. Is Jeter better? The Jeter we're looking for, Griffey we're looking for, Nolan Ryans we're looking for a lot of cards, but I don't want to jinx it, put too much pressure on any one of them. But when we sleeve them up, you know, I like to give it a little extra room in the penny sleeve before I put it in there. Oh, the Moose. Here we go. I mean, it's probably not worth anything, but, you know, man. I remember him in the Orioles. I also remember him smoking the Red Sox. It must have been early 2000s, man. I just remember this one game where he, like, gave, like, one hit. It was late in the season. Might have been playoffs. Might have been just a September game where, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, Sox teams were just, like, choking away every divisional lead they had. Oh, Biggio. Nice. Hall of Famer. But yeah, Moose had some nice games. Eddie. Love Eddie Murray. John Wiener. No. Wiener? How do we pronounce that one? No one knows. Jeremy Burnett's. It's a good one on there in AAA. Mike Bordick. Nolan Ryan. Here we go. It's a little off center. Definitely not a 10. But man, everything else though. Everything else. This was the days where PSA was just like handing out 10s, which I've heard they're not doing anymore. I don't know. It's off center, but it might be a candidate though. We'll see what those 9s go for. Probably got a shot at a 9 just because like everything else is so nice. Matt Wahlbeck, remember him? Dwight Smith, Tim Raines. Oh, Chipper Jones, definitely not the Rook. Everyone knows the Topps base and especially Desert Storm rookie of his, but still a gorgeous card, man. Nice prospects card. Put that in the fun pile. Trying to be careful with the rest of these. Keep it in nice shape. Man, I just want to know what those Topps gold cards are. Bob Wickman, I think he was a closer for a while. Had him on my fantasy team, man. He sucked. I knew he was good. He got a lot of saves, but man, he did not have a good whip. Oh, here we go. Hot prospects, I believe. I had this one. These guys are Russian. But yeah, Bob Wickman. Jose Canseco. Yeah, Bob Wickman was not the best. Got a high whip, high ERA, low Ks, but you know what, man? Got you some saves, and that's what you needed in fantasy. So he did his job for the time he had it. Billy Ashley, almost like Billy Lashley, the wrestler. Buck Showalter, Jim Fregosi, Hal Morris, Jimmy Jones, Tim Laker. Don't know who these guys are. Chad Kruger, almost like Chad Kruger. Doc, still on the Mets at that point, huh? Man, Doc in New York, man, what a pitcher he was when he was younger. He started having some issues, but like, man, he was good. Jimmy Key, my dad loved Jimmy Key. Ed Zosky, I'm Craig Tommy Lasorda. There we go, looking good, bro. Tony Pena, there we go, another Sox guy. Another Sox guy. Joe Millette, a different Jeter. Sean Jeter. Zane Smith, Dave Magadan, Phil Garner, Felipe Alou, Mark Carrion, Jeff Kent. That's a nice one, man. I love those trophies on there in these Topps cards, man. I don't think those ever get old. They've been there a long time. It's a long-standing tradition for them. That's a nice Jeff Kent card. That's a nice one. He was a real good second baseman. Sean Barton.